Welcome back. Now today we're going to have to start a new show, one that I don't believe has been talked about all too much. It's really been looked over, not really garnered any sort of attention. But it's also something that I started reading quite a while back, and so yeah, another show which I am interested to see how it goes, where it leads, and ultimately why having children can be a major downfall in your life. But obviously you've seen the title, you've clicked the video, you know what's coming up. If you want to send your regards, well, I would say go over to my Discord, but really, this decision was... I couldn't really think of anything else to put here. I wanted to see it. So if you want to send your regards or your commiserations, check the links in the description, have a Discord, and let your feelings be known. But for now, let's get started with some Spy Family. Now, obviously, because I watched, I read a bit of the manga beforehand, I know the basis of what this is, and some of the story beats. But seeing how it's translated into the animated screen is going to be interesting. And of course, whenever you have factions and countries like this, there's always going to be tensions, subterfuge. And betrayal. So actually seeing it like this, weren't you just here? A master of disguise. Going from one latex mask to the next. How many personalities does one need to maintain? Damn it, Robert. Listen for once, man. Huh? I mean, once a job is over, yeah, he has no use for the plan, for the ploy, for the fake life anymore. Of course, there's no happy families for one in his such line of work. But also, you can let someone down a little easier than that. So, you're not intelligent enough. This is... Yeah. To think that maybe not to the levels that it is always being shown off, but these kind of acts, even the stain marks on the coffee cup, okay, these kind of spy activities and everything might actually occur in reality. Of course, working from the shadows. There seems to be a problem with this, though. You need to get a... Sorry for the outburst, everyone. Is there no one in the agency that... might actually have a child or have like, connections to some. You would think that they'd at least have some like spies in training or something taken from the orphanages. Anything is possible. Oh, what a nice landscape. A train through. Is he checking for bugs? I don't remember this. Yep. Seems good. I mean, out of all of the professions to emulate, psychiatrist, pick a nice and easy one. Well, this seems like an upstanding establishment. If you want to find a child at short notice with no questions asked, to be fair, would you really look anywhere else? Yeah, unless he's able to lop off his kneecaps and. No matter how good his acting is, there's only so much he can actually get away with. Well, maybe the records were wrong. She just hasn't had a growth spurt or anything yet. I mean, if any child tries to do this as a way of getting symptomatic morphism, but the thing is, even if she's kinetic and can hear these things, how does she know how to spell? But any child would try to sing their praises to try and get out of a situation like this. Use everything to your advantage. Surprisingly. In a world with spies and the like, of course, there's underground scientific experiments and tests and. Fair enough. A child of her age, of course, you can be a little less. Yeah. A little less thorough with your description. I do like the type of. What looks to be time period that it takes place in with the big old TV. There's only so many adventures to be had in one day. I don't think. A actually good answer. Play along with their little delusion. Sure, you can have a. There should be danger around every corner. Yeah, just in case there's a gunfight. And of course, having a child run away from you and hide under a little billboard would not draw suspicion from anyone nearby. Okay. Looks like we'll be getting crispy bacon then. Damn. Her intelligence might have been vastly exaggerated. What a... Yeah, I was going to say we're terrible father, but that works as well. It is aggravating how easy it is that children can get their way just by misbehaving. Some parents just need to know how to say no. And out of all of his spy duties, I think reading up on child welfare is one of them. Poor girl. That is the life of people who raised with nothing, born from tests. I mean, if she gets in via cheating, they're still getting in. Mission successful. Time for adventure. I can already tell some of her faces here. For a well-versed and trained spy, yeah, her hiding abilities aren't exactly going to be able to get one over on him. How would one in that kind of profession keep up with any kind of changes, all of these ciphers and code words? Almost as if she's, really cut out for this. He'll take the advice into consideration. I'm sure that studying hard, I see. Just don't think about what you're... Not knowing the true value of a lot of these things. It's just... Yes, let's just start pressing buttons, causing a... Oh no. The crow has flown the nest. What a hard day's work, aggravating the... Aggravating the enemy. I mean, if it could be harnessed, I'm sure as a spy, Twilight would actually find this incredibly useful, being able to harness it, but you can understand her worry. Well, the barricade's still in place, but it's been moved. Good thing he didn't make any noise beforehand, not completely amateurish. Gonna need to buy some new furniture, though. How could they have found his hideout so soon? He would have to forego. Hopefully now, she will learn not to mess with spy gadgets that she doesn't quite understand. Really playing up on a... Over a toupee! Maybe you'll get it as a souvenir. I mean, he just removed a lackey in front of everyone for so little as... Now, I don't remember what's going on here, but I also kind of remember what's going on here. A master of disguise and all that, of course. Be quiet, you're being followed. I mean, one with a happy, go lucky, everything worked out childhood wouldn't be so used to the underworld. Well, hopefully. I mean, he's still in his mask. She can't let it slip that she knows who he is. Giving up on one course of action to has her opinion on spies changed now? Oh. I mean, flour can be used as a good smokescreen. Or, yes, as a way to render their firearms completely useless, lest they find themselves in the firing line. I mean, He knows a lot more than just her name. Ah. Oh. I didn't think he would actually get into the detail like that. And the fun thing is, I don't know much more, so everything that I know about Spy Family has been covered in like the first episode. After seemingly everything has gone so well, she's playing with the ants. What a liar. But they were terrible at it. How can he think about abandoning her now? Using her telepathy and handling this situation more to her advantage there. There's some compassion in that old spy. Didn't live there for all too long. You have to save up. If she wants to continue along the lines of being this daughter of a exciting spy, better get studying. Well, okay, it's not that bad. Well, for 6-year-olds, it's might be something more, especially since Anya's a little younger than that. Using her own attempt there. Her own knowledge, no cheating, no telepathy. At least not that we were shown. He's dead. This is a perfect time to ambush him. But I guess when the weight of the world is on your shoulders, the life of an entire nation rides on it. I like this kind of slow... I don't know what you would call this genre. But a slow just song to go with the mayhem. The trickery. False identities. Kidnapping. Well, hopefully there's no one's discovered his new residence so quickly. More information that doesn't really need to be given out. Taking advantage of the situation. I see. Reflexes kick in immediately. Anyone that gets close is obviously after his life. Oh. Yeah, that could be an issue. But to think a school that excludes potential pupils thanks to not having both of the parents around. What if there was a tragedy, car accident, or some political intrigue that has happened? But from what little I actually read of the Spy Family, I kind of assumed that this was going to be interesting, going to be fun, going to be something to keep an eye on. But for the first episode, it did quite well. Held my attention, made me laugh a couple of times. I'm sure you were aware of that one. And the juxtaposition of the straight-laced spy, keeping everything on the level, serious, compared to a 5-year-old child. Spies. Having the ability to read minds, being involved in a dangerous adult world of assassination plots, kidnapping, terror on a national scale. While children just trying to understand it with all we've really had to in the past to kind of understand this situation at all is a single TV show. I'm sure she's well prepared, but also with them finding his residence so quickly thanks to this telegram thing. But anyway, do you think he's going to beef up his security, make sure that there was no leaks anywhere? You'd think, oh, how did they know? Where did they come from? What happened? Without really imagining it could have been your own child picking your locks. Now, I know, obviously, there's going to be missions that bring up with very short deadlines. Things don't really... You don't get months of advance warning and planning for some missions, but one that involves finding an entire family and getting into a school to get closer to a target, yeah, you might need longer than a week to actually procure a wife and child. Now, obviously, I know the pretense of what the mother is going to be, so fair enough, but is there really anyone else who would jump at the opportunity to be, quote-unquote, married to a complete stranger with a child? Someone would have to be really down on their luck to find this as a really attractive proposal. Heck, at least make it 2 weeks. Now, when I start a show, I don't check which studio does it. I don't really think about any of that stuff. Sometimes it's like, oh, there's a voice actress or a voice actor in this, which is kind of interesting. Or there might be a poster or two that I look at. Some shows which I think ever since Spider, I get a bit apprehensive because things that I know a little about and want to see done well could have been done better. But so far, Spy Family, looking promising. Obviously, no massive action scenes or anything so far, but from what we've seen, nothing too bad. No major issues that I can think of right away. Comedic timing pretty on point as well. So, if this is something that you might be interested in, you may want to stick around for longer to make sure you don't miss out on future episodes. Consider subscribing to the channel. I'll try to bring them to you on the same schedule I have all the time. But if you do like it, consider letting me know. Whether it be on my Discord down below, or through letters slipped under my door, or with your face pressed hard up against my window, breathing heavily into the night. Ignore that last one. But for now, get yourselves a bit of rest. Hopefully I don't see any of you hanging about in any nooks and crannies. I'm sure you've got vastly more important things to do than keep check on what I'm doing. After all, there's more anime to watch. So I'll see you there. My patrons are the contacts that makes this ugly dealings with the underworld really possible. And we all know that espionage and watching anime is practically the same thing. just as dangerous to society. So I need to thank Electricand, Noku, Raywin, Kite, Sal, Shiwan, Mats, Gurley, Cardboard, Croyville, Ginterman, Jennifer Rojas, Dark Shadow 7899, Megu42, Jeremiah Tima, Finesse Kid, and everyone else. Because they've made all of this possible, and I didn't even need a family for it. And so if you want to be the whispers in my ears that may or may not be psychic powers, consider joining onto my Patreon as well.